Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a topic that carries this incredibly heavy, often hidden weight for millions of people. Seriously, I want you to just take a deep breath and think about this for a second. Imagine waking up tomorrow, checking your bank account, and realizing that before you've even earned a single dollar for the day, you already owe someone money. Now imagine that sinking feeling just never going away. For so many folks, that's not some bad dream. It's literally everyday life. Credit card debt is hitting record highs, interest rates are painfully steep right now, and people are making their monthly payments, but somehow that balance barely even budges. Well, enough is enough. Let's dive into this and map out a real, actionable roadmap to getting out.
Imagine waking up and already owing money. That thought is just incredibly heavy, isn't it? But listen, here is the absolute most important thing I'm going to tell you in this entire explainer. Most people do not stay in debt because they're lazy or because they're somehow inherently bad with money. If this is your reality right now, you really need to hear that. You stay in debt because you've probably been following advice that sounds really great in a textbook, but simply doesn't work in the real world. So today, we're totally stripping away the unrealistic budgeting and that nonsense advice about never buying a cup of coffee ever again. We're looking at practical, real-world strategies that actual people use to break free.
Let's jump straight into part 1, the silent trap, and look at how debt quietly takes control.
So before we can talk about how to get out of debt, we really need to understand how most of us end up there in the first place. And hey, if you've ever looked around and wondered, how on earth did I end up here? I want you to drop that financial shame right now. Debt rarely happens because of one massive, reckless mistake. It builds slowly, quietly, and it usually starts with just trying to survive. Let's look at Sarah's story, for example. She's got a steady job, she pays her bills on time, and honestly, she considers herself pretty responsible. But then, life happens. First, her car breaks down. The repair? $1,800. She doesn't have that kind of cash sitting around, so she puts it on a credit card, figuring she'll just pay it off over the next few months. But then, a few weeks later, her landlord raises the rent. Right after that, a medical bill shows up in the mail that her insurance refused to fully cover. Suddenly, Sarah is swiping her credit card not for, luxury vacations to Fiji, but simply to keep up with the mundane, unavoidable costs of everyday life. And she keeps telling herself, it's just temporary.
It perfectly proves that old saying, doesn't it? Debt builds one financial decision after another. So Sarah starts making the minimum payment every single month, genuinely believing she's making progress. But because of those sky-high interest rates, most of her payment is just feeding the interest. It's not even touching the actual balance. Months turn into years. The debt just keeps growing, even though she is doing exactly what she thinks she's supposed to do. But here's the flip side. If debt can grow one small, unavoidable decision at a time, it can absolutely disappear one smart, deliberate decision at a time.
Which brings us to the 2026 Blueprint, our 7 steps to financial freedom.
Look, whether you have a few $1,000s in credit card debt or you're feeling completely suffocated by a dozen different loans, this roadmap is exactly how you take back control by 2026. No more suspense, no more of that heavy anxiety, just a clear, solid plan. Step 1, face the numbers. Now, the very first step isn't actually making a payment, it's facing the truth. And I know, this sounds incredibly uncomfortable, but avoiding your debt does not make it smaller. It literally only makes the anxiety worse. Think about it. If I asked you right now, exactly how much debt do you have in total? Could you answer me without guessing? Honestly, most people can't. And you cannot build a successful plan if you don't even know your starting point.
But the solution here is surprisingly simple. Just grab a notebook or open up a spreadsheet and create a basic table. You want to write down every single debt you owe. The credit cards, the car loans, the medical bills, the whole shebang. Then, fill in 4 key pieces of information for each one: the total balance, the interest rate, your minimum payment, and the due date. Sure, it might feel terrifying at first, but something almost magical happens when you get it all out of your head and onto paper. You stop guessing, you replace that abstract, looming fear with a really clear, manageable checklist. Because clarity is the very first step to control. All right, step 2, stop digging the hole. Think about this analogy for a second, it's super powerful. You literally cannot empty a bathtub while the faucet is still blasting water. It doesn't matter how fast you bail the water out, the level is just going to keep rising. Well, that is exactly what happens when you try to pay off your debt while you're still actively using your credit cards. If you were serious about this 2026 timeline, today has to be the day the borrowing stops. Delete those shopping apps off your phone, wipe your saved credit card info from your web browser, and put a hard pause on all those buy now, pay later habits.
If you struggle with this, there's actually a brilliant psychological trick you can use.
Before you buy anything non-essential, just pause and ask yourself, do I want this, or do I just want the feeling of buying it? It is wild how often we spend money purely for that temporary dopamine hit of making a purchase. Asking yourself this one simple question can easily save you hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars this year. Remember, your goal isn't just paying off your old debt, it's making sure brand new debt doesn't just pop up to replace it.
Okay, moving right along to step 3. Pick your payoff strategy. This right here is the fork on the road, and honestly, it's where a lot of financial jargon usually comes in and confuses everybody. But we are stripping all of that away today. We're going to focus purely on human behavior and what actually gets results. When you look at that list of debts you made back at step 1, you basically have 2 main choices for how to attack it. You can use the Debt Snowball or the Debt Avalanche. With the Snowball Method, you make the minimum payments on absolutely everything, but you throw every single extra dollar you have at your smallest balance. It gives you these amazing quick psychological wins and builds some serious momentum. On the other hand, the Avalanche Method is mathematically more efficient. With this one, you attack the debt with the highest interest rate first, which ultimately saves you the most money over time. So, the million-dollar question is, which one actually works? Well, both of them do. If you're someone who struggles with motivation, go with the Snowball. If you are super disciplined and just want to save every penny possible, use the Avalanche. The secret isn't which one you pick, it's that you just pick one and stick to it relentlessly.
Step 4. Stop making only the minimum payment. Guys, here is a truth that credit card companies literally pray you never figure out. That minimum payment on your statement, it is not designed to help you become debt-free. Not at all. It is strictly designed to keep your account in good standing so the company can just keep making money off of you month after month.
To put this into perspective, imagine you're sitting on a $6,000 credit card balance with one of those crazy high interest rates. If you only make the minimum payment every month, it's going to take you years, literally years to pay that off, and you're going to end up paying thousands of extra dollars in interest alone. That is your hard-earned money and years of your life just stolen from you. You have to send extra money, even if it's just $50 or $100 a month, to the specific debt you're targeting. Every extra dollar you pay today brings down that principal balance and saves you interest tomorrow.
Now let's look at step 5. Increase your income, not just your sacrifices. Usually when people talk about getting out of debt, they focus entirely on cutting expenses, right? Cancel Netflix, never eat at a restaurant again. And yeah, those things definitely help. But there is a hard mathematical limit to how much you can cut from your budget. However, there is almost no limit to how much extra money you can earn to accelerate your payoff.
Think about it. How could you pull in an extra $300, maybe even $1,000 a month? You could try some online freelancing, driving for a delivery app a few nights a week, selling stuff around the house you don't use anymore, or even learning a new AI skill to offer services online. These are all highly accessible ways to generate cash right now. But hear me loud and clear on this warning. Do not increase your lifestyle spending. If you go out and hustle an extra $500 this month, do not celebrate by buying new shoes. Send every single new dollar straight toward that debt. Make your income work for your future, not your past mistakes.
All right, that leads us right into our final phase, the safety net, future-proofing your freedom.
This brings us to a super crucial part of this explainer. See, there's a sneaky psychological trap that causes millions of people to relapse right back into debt, even after they've worked so incredibly hard to pay it all off. We have to make absolutely sure that doesn't happen to you. So, step 6, build an emergency fund before you celebrate. Remember Sarah from earlier with the broken down car? Imagine you finally pay off every single credit card. You feel amazing, you're on top of the world. And then your transmission blows, or you have a medical emergency, or you suddenly lose your job. If you don't have any savings built up, what happens next? You swipe the credit card again. The entire cycle just restarts. Paying off your past means absolutely nothing if you aren't protected from the future's unexpected surprises.
So here's the micro process for building that safety net. Step 1, just focus on saving your first $500. Keep it separate, keep it safe. Step 2, work your way toward $1,000. And then step 3, eventually build up a fund that covers several months of your essential living expenses. Now, obviously this doesn't happen overnight, but building this cushion means that the next time life happens, and it will happen, you just pay cash and your credit card stays safely tucked away in your wallet.
Finally, step 7, don't be afraid to ask for help. Look, if you're staring at your numbers right now and just feeling like it is completely impossible because your interest rates are through the roof, or maybe you're already behind on payments and you're just drowning in collection calls, please hear me. Asking for help is not a failure at all. It's actually a highly strategic move to take back control of your life. You have some very real lifelines available to you.
You can literally just call up your lenders and try to negotiate a lower interest rate. You can explore balance transfers or debt consolidation loans to help bring those interest costs down. And if it still feels entirely overwhelming, look for reputable nonprofit credit counseling agencies. They can actually sit down and help you create a realistic repayment plan. The absolute worst thing you can do right now is just ignore the problem. Take action, explore these options, and get the help you need.
As we wrap up this roadmap today, I really want to leave you with this final encouraging thought. Getting out of debt isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Listen, you don't need a six-figure salary to do this. You don't need to win the lottery, and you certainly don't need some secret Wall Street investment strategy. You just need the 7-step plan Recover Today and the discipline to follow it, one single payment at a time. Every balance you eliminate is quite literally buying back your freedom.
So, I've got a challenge for you before you go, a 10-minute challenge. The very moment this explainer ends, I want you to take just 10 minutes to execute step 1. Grab a piece of paper, open up your banking apps, and write down every single debt you owe. Face those numbers. That one simple 10-minute action could literally be the defining moment that changes your entire financial future.
And hey, I want to hear about it. What is the very first debt you are going to pay off? Are you using the Snowball Method to tackle that annoying little medical bill? Or are you bringing the Avalanche Method to destroy that high-interest credit card? Commit to your plan right now by telling me down in the comments. Let's make 2026 the year of total financial freedom. Thank you so much for joining me on The Explainer. Stay smart with your money, and I will see you next time.
वीडियोस बनाने हैं, फिल्मोरा है ना।